Assalamu alaikum and good evening to everyone.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Mohammad Hasibul Hassan Imran and I'm a group leader of Group 5, and I'm going to introduce my group mates, Mohammad Mahbubur Rahman, Mohammad Hakim, and Mohammad Nurshad. So today our discussion subject is for now employees to be successful. It is they must attain certain value added skills to be able to compete with others. So there are four chosen topics for this subject, and they are acquired critical thinking, creative or problem solving skill, and be working hard and fluent in English and communication, and obtain knowledge in information and communication skills. That means ICT. So as far as first topic is my concern, acquire critical thinking and creative to be creative and problem solving skills. I'm going to discuss about this one. So critical thinking is the one of the key skill of in the workplace. After all, it helps employees to solve problems and build their strategies which will make a better place in their workplace. So I'm going to discuss that. First of all, I want to share with you what is critical thinking. Critical thinking is actually a skill with ability to think clearly and rationally to understand the logic behind it. So there are at least five skills that you need to be a critical thinker. As I can say, first one is analysis. You know, what is analysis? You won't pass the test of critical thinking without analysis. You have to be so analytical uh, for any problem. And the second one is problem solving skill. In the workplace, the owner is always looking for not only critical thinking, they will be looking for the best possible solution. So as well as a analytical person, you have to come with a problem solving skill. Then the reflective judgment. What is reflective judgment? Actually, reflective judgment, you have to be set aside all the bias facts, and you have to take you have to put all the cold hard facts. That's how you will become a uh, reflective judgment. And then comes the creativity, the fourth scale of to be a critical thinker. So as far as you have to be unbiased outlook, you have to be unbiased outlook. It is also as well as important to be creative. You know, you have to be always. There is a saying in English. There is a proverb in English that you have to always think outside the box to be creative. So creativity is one of the most important skill to be critical thinker. And as far as maybe we all know about the name Steve Jobs, right? So we all know about his creativity, what Steve Jobs has done in his life. And if you look, if you are gonna measure the importance of creativity in workplace, then Steve Jobs is one of the best example. You can look where is Apple now. It's a giant company. And the last but not the least is the communication. You may be the best thinker or best problem solver in any idea or problem, but you have to express this to others. That's why you need to be expert with communication. So communication always included with listening the problem and asking questions, thoughtful questions, and as in the situation. So how can you improve your yourself to be a critical thinker. The first advice is you have to assume anything. You cannot assume anything. You have to be so logical. Logic is your only friend. So, and the second important thing is uh, 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 because you have to always rely on logic, uh, because if you assume something, it could be right or wrong. So you can't take your company to this situation, dangerous situation. And
Like
third
identify,
is,
right?
yeah, and the third one is like collaborate. And what is collaboration? You have to respect others idea, you have to collaborate with them, because we all know that there is also a proverb in English that two heads is always better than one head. So that's why. And the last thing is why critical thinking is important in workplace. The owner always try to employ someone who is a critical thinker, who can solve something very easily. So that's why they always hire critical thinker, and they can come out with your company with little fortune. And that's why I think critical thinking is important in for new employees to do well in a workplace. And now I'm going to move with my second group mate, Mohammad Mahbubur, with his topic.
Now I'm going to talk about communication skill, English language, and interpersonal skill for new employee. Good communication skill is an essential tool in achieving productivity and maintaining strong or relationships at all levels of an organization. Actually, for new employee, it's more significant for a part. If a new employee wants to build up his better career rapidly, then he must have a good, effective communication skill. And another thing, poor communication in the workplace will inevitably lead to unmotivated staff that may begin to question their own confidence in their abilities and inevitably in the organization. We know for a company, our fresh graduate have maintained the boss, other employees, and the staff. So he need to do always team building for a work. I think then he will be successful and more productive. In addition, for getting satisfaction from his boss and staff or buyers. So here, a new employee need good communication skill for getting satisfaction from his boss, staff, or buyers. A new employees need to communication skills, and for getting promotion depend on communication skill as well as hard work. So it's clear that good communication can also help to build a positive working relationships. Thus, team works more effectively and productively together. And another thing is English language. We know these days English language is becoming more significant in both native and non-native English-speaking countries. Everywhere, recruiters always want to get English language skills. We know that communication skills is crucial for our employee, but to becoming good communicators initially need English language proficiency. It's more important thing. Moreover, today many research reports emphasize the relationship between English and employability all over the world. Due to the globalized market, employees need to have day-to-day business leading and communication with executives from different parts of the world. Activities like email, online chat, social media chatting, business presentations require above average language skill in order to have clear cut transfer of information all participants. And as you can see, another vital thing is many research studies conducted in several Asian countries. We are Asian, we know. Asian countries have identified that English helps improve job performance and boosts the uh, prospects of promotion. According to survey in 2016, English language are important for over 95% of employees in many non-native English-speaking countries. Now I'm going to talk about interpersonal skill. Interpersonal communication skills are necessary because they allow people to discuss problems and coming up with the final solution. For example, brainstorming exercises are situations in which interpersonal communication comes into play as it is very important. And everyone feels respected and free, free to share their voice, ideas, and views. Moreover, many employees says that their managers don't give them clear directions and goal for their work. Therefore, managers should be able to, with proper online and offline communication as well as the right internal communications tools. Interpersonal communication skills are crucial for improving trust and workplace communication. And all employees, especially business leaders, should therefore improve communication with their employees. Uh, Now move to our another member.
So I'm going to move Mr. Hakim. You may come with your topic.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. My
Alaikum
point is about ICT. Okay, most employer today expect their staff to be able to use a computer and technology because widely ICT used to control machinery such as a robot to build a car part and create a safe work environment in many sectors such as transportation, medicine. There's a lot of ICT benefit that we can get from ICT knowledge, such as can help a company market itself by creating a website, fill it with a relevant content that can promote their product to increase their consumer. The second thing is ICT knowledge can make us more save time because can manage and analyze and transmit the large data in short time. And the lastly, uh, ICT system used to analyze the profit of a company, is it a profit or lose, and how much it can get from the consumer. So ICT knowledge is quite important nowadays because a large number sector rely on ICT system on them, which is having ICT skill can help um, a new employee to get their job easily because ICT system nowadays is the most valuable aspect. I think that's all for my point.
Thank you, Hakim. And I'm going to move to Nurshad Alam for his topic. Please elaborate your topic.
কি আমি কিছু শুনি না কেন? শুনতে পাচ্ছ আমার কথা?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Uzit?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Today's topic I am going to discuss about the hardworking and a good team players as a new employees. Nowadays, hardworking is the most important thing to get a job, because when you apply for a job, the owner always look for a hardworking person. In a teamwork, if you are not a hardworking person, your team member always will bad impact on you, and your owner will be deduct from your job. Can be as a new employee, when go to the Viva board, the employees always ask, what did you do? No, the CGPA is not matter what CGPA he has gained, but the most important thing is what he did. They always ask for what you did. So for hardworking, you can do, you should do the safety job, like day or night work. Over the after your finishing your job, you should you could you do the job for your companies. And the most important thing is teamwork. In a small business, when you do your job, you should work with your team member uh, for better production. For teamwork, I can share with you some important thing. First of all, you should meet your deadline. To earn your co-workers' goodwill, you have to be reliable. You want to establish yourself as trustworthy, someone who product highly quality work in a timely fashion to meet deadline. If you say you are going to do something, you do it, and do it well. Reliability is especially important during group products. After all, if you miss a deadline, your mistake can negatively affect the entire team. The next thing is be open-minded. In a group work, you should part of being a
Yes,
team
hardworking is one of
players is being open to
the just
other people's ideas. That means being respectful to feedback from coworkers.
brain
After
where
completing
control
a
your body. So
group assignment,
very lonely.
ask your workers for suggestion to how you can improve on your next project. Uh, the next point is appreciative other people's work style. Figure out how you, when in your group work, how you can improve your work. Suppose you are four team member we are. So first of all, we have to figure out who is best in which part. Then distribute this job with them, uh, particularly which is the best for this point. And then next point is adapt quality. Instead of being upset that sometimes don't work your work, then say, take a step back and say, okay, I know how to improve, and definitely we will overcome it. and go for it and try it again. And for group work, the another important thing is uh, avoid office politics. Is the bad thing in group work. If there is a politics in group work, you have to always avoid them and make your nose clean. And another point is focus on the team goals. You should figure out what is the goals of your teams. You should ultimately you have to find out the goal and work with them to achieve your goal. And the last point I can say that celebrate your success. When you success in your group work, then celebrate together and uh, 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 get some relax and think how could you uh, make better in your job and plan to make a plan how can you uh, do best in your next project. I think that's all for a new employee to get a job as a hard worker and team working person.
Okay, thank you, Nushadalam. So now we're going to our second part. What do you think about the most important value should a new employee have? So I'm going to talk about it first. I think it is uh, the critical thinking, acquire the critical thinking and creativity, because as far as we have four topics like critical thinking, hardworking, and communication and ICT. Um, so I'm going to explain why it is the most important thing. Because if I come to the first point, hardworking, uh, yeah, I agree with you. Hardworking is one of the most important value should have for a new employee. But today is the day of technology. You can't just uh, do well with working physically, rather than you have to work with your brain. So the work is only your hard working is only going to value if you do it in a proper way. So for doing it for doing a problem or issue in a proper way, you have to be, first of all, you have to think properly. So that's why critical thinking is important for solving anything. So I think for hardworking, it's important, but critical thinking to do it easily is more important. Then communication, as I mentioned earlier, that communication is one of the key point or one of the key skill of critical thinking. So it's already included in critical thinking and creativity. And lastly, the ICT, information and communication technology. And I can say that as we look our universities today, that there is already a separate subject about ICT. So nowadays the companies are going to hire a person for specifically ICT based knowledge. So they're going to have the background from ICT major. So I think it's important for anyone, for any employee to
And
do
to add
well.
something for communication skill.
Yeah.
In communication skill, Mahbub was mentioned only the English language. But I think knowing multiple language is the best for find a job. If you know multiple language, then you can interact, negotiate with your employees, which can be from different country, different language. Then you can negotiate with them. It is an advantage for you if you learn three or four or five languages.
Yes, I agree with your talk because every language is important for a new employee. But our question was about English language. That is why I explained here about English language.
Yes,
And
I agree with you that the English language is the most important thing
yes,
to
My,
find a job in this
I,
world. But
may I
if
interrupt?
you know,
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
Hakimi, you
yes.
can add something.
Okay.
Yeah, just clarify what is
Can
the most important thing to your concern.
okay.
That
For me, the critical thinking is not the most important criteria, because I think ICT knowledge is most important, because every interview, mostly the interviewer will ask what your ICT knowledge, such as you have good skill in computer, such as in Python, AutoCAD, or CATIA. So because the ICT knowledge can solve the everything problem. For the English communication, ICT can solve it, because we just state the problem and solve the problem. That's all. Just do it on the ICT system.
okay, thank you.
Okay.
Mahbuba, what is the most important topic
Yes, yes.
in your view?
In my point of view, communication skill is significant for a new employee. My logic is, if a new employee have no communication skill, he can increase his another skill like leadership skill, language skill, global networking skill. In addition, communication skill is beneficial to getting promotion, and I cannot neglect hard work, because hard working is
of
more
course,
important for a
hard
new
working
employee
is
to
the
becoming
most
successful.
important thing. Hard working is most important thing today's to find a job.
Yes, I cannot neglect that. And another one is ICT. Everywhere now using ICT, because um, nowadays world is becoming digital day by day. So we have to use ICT. So ICT is more important for a new employee.
Yeah, as we can see, the world is now the most valuable product is Microsoft and iOS. So this
Yes,
is show that ICT is most valuable aspect nowadays.
Yes, nowadays the artificial intelligence is the most important thing in the world. Uh,
it's a
or
good example.
yes,
Yeah.
in
So
everywhere in research they are considering the artificial intelligence is the top of the research today's world.
Uh,
yeah.
but uh,
So how?
So we can
Mm,
consider ICT.
but I think not every company is ICT based, or not every company is going to research. So what will go with them? What will happen with them?
Uh, we can say in research field the ICT knowledge is important, most important. But in the small business, of course, the hard working and the group work is the most important thing.
And communication skill,
Yes,
because you
communication
cannot
skill.
get easily promotion on your company without communication skill.
Okay, okay. So do you
I
want
I
to?
think
Practical idea is, I think, is it's also important
Okay. Uh, do you
in
have anything to say,
jobless.
or we can
I
stop now?
think English communication are also important, because we can deliver our point easily, so our member can hear it clearly what we are going to say. That's all.
Okay.
Yes,
If you are working in a local company, there is no foreign worker. You can easily deliver your speech in your own
but
language.
now nowadays everywhere using English language, because every company needs a um, foreign employee or foreign engineer. So uh, they need to English language. Otherwise, they cannot communication with each other, I think.
Okay. So guys, I think we have to stop now because it's already over 30 minutes.
Yes,
So our
yes.
requirement was 20 minutes. So
So I
you
think all of the point is important. The field of work is varied for the point.
Okay.
If you work in a research-based company, then you should.
Okay. I think your point is clear. So
Yes.
thank you everyone for joining.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum.